money isn't just your incomes because you got your retirement. You can lose your retirement. You can lose your kids. You can pay child support. You can lose your assets. You lose your house. Lose some of your prized possessions. Like there's a lot of things that men are fearful of losing. Now, granted, you can call them delusional if you want to. And all men aren't going to make an exorbitant amount of money to where they're going to be paying out alimony because statistically speaking, alimony isn't paid out a lot.
at all.
But you got your finances, you got your time. Even in 50-50 relationships, a lot of brothers are willing to pay the lion's share of the heavy bills, and the women sometimes pay the smaller bills, and then they can save and put money off to the side. So now, even though y'all going 50-50 and both incomes are being contributed to the household to some degree, the man sometimes pays the larger bills, and they'll say the women just help out with the supplemental bills. And now you didn't spend all this time and spend all this money investing and putting money aside for the house and paying these bills, and then she decides to leave. Not only does she take, you know, herself away from you, but now it's just like you might lose some of the things that you value, that you spent your hard-earned money for, to this woman because she don't want to be in a relationship with you. And then also, people argue that women aren't the same anymore, just like men aren't the same, but they still want the same requirements. So none of y'all virgins, none of y'all don't want to sit at home and actually take care of a family. A lot of women are actually saying
The
they
Lord
even don't
spoke to
even
him.
want kids. So you don't want kids, you want to work, you don't want to do what I want you to do, but you still want me to do everything you want me to do. Guys are just like, unless I find a stellar woman that makes me feel like I'm making a smart decision, I'd rather just sit and play the field.
And there again, and I agree. If you, it's so important to find somebody because it sounds like compatibility. To find somebody who is compatible with you, but I don't agree that you should play with people's hearts in the meanwhile. In the meantime, because that's pretty much what you're doing. Because one of the first things that you said was people don't want to get their heart broken. I think that that's across the board. And so when you start playing with people, chances are somebody's going to get their heart broken and then all kind of craziness takes place. But there again, if you're talking about a household with kids, if you have two adult people and they are not involving children, as two adults, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. The problem is most of the time these people are involving kids into the situation. And that's when it gets a little, you know, crazy. Is that okay?
I mean, like the only way you're gonna stop kids from showing up is people are gonna have to stop having sex. That's it.
That'd be
But
nice.
people aren't gonna stop having sex because they like
Exactly.
sex.
Gosh
It
darn
would
it.
not be nice. It would not be nice. No
It
one
won't.
signed right
No,
for it.
no. It would be nice if you do it correctly. It's not. It's already not. The way it's going now. It's not nice. We got
That's what the
celebrities
people on the thread to
pregnant,
do.
jumping on the twerking with their bellies out. It's not nice. Maybe if she had a husband.
Even if she had a husband, that still didn't look nice.
I'm saying maybe if she had a husband, she wouldn't be up there.
Oh.
Even with husbands, women still be out here twerking for the gram.
A husband she respected. A husband she respected.
A husband she respected.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have that little twat out there like that.
Who was she pregnant by?
Surprised that's not a flagged word. I can,
Twat. Twat is a flat word.
I would think it would be.
Twat.
Twat? That shouldn't be a flag word.
That's how my grandma used
I'm
to say, put that twat up.
I- yeah, that's what I'm.
It's like a grandmama word. That's why I used it.
You know what it means?
It means you're twat.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah. What's your twat? Like,
Vagina.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what your grandmama calls it. A twat.
So just to clarify, HD, men are just basically operating in fear now. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, certainly everybody operates in some
Friday the
level of
13th.
fear. And if you asking men to be responsible for a family that doesn't operate the same, and they don't have the same values, and everybody gives up on everything at a drop of a dime, like what reasonable person would want to set up for something like that people would easily not want to be committed to?
So we're gonna operate in fear on marriage, but we're gonna drop our seed anyway.
Dropping it like it, baby. It's
Right,
on
we don't-
sale.
I just want to make sure.
Listen,
I'm just
We
making
don't
sure I follow the
operate in
logic.
fear.
hey,
$3.99.
We
listen,
don't
guys
operate in
feel like
fear
it's a
making
safer bet.
babies.
I'm just
Mhm.
saying, but a lot of guys feel like it's a safer bet to have sex with a condom than it is to get married to a woman. And plus,
Oh, I wish
you
they
don't
would wear
have to
the
go with
condom.
that as much agony as most men say when they get married. Like I had
HD.
a good nut and I'm done. Yeah, I'm out.
So
HD. I do not disagree with you. When I say when you're using a condom and you're really using a condom and you're two adults and but that's not the way it's going. Let's be honest.
but that's the other thing though. You being afraid of being married or what have you, but then and you complain about money that could potentially, have to be shelled out through a divorce, but you have unprotected sex getting women pregnant, and that's guaranteed money because now you're on child support anyway.
Because let's be honest, most of the divorce money comes with the child support. The alimony is non-existent, especially to Black women. But that child support,
Mhm.
go ahead, Enos.
I understand the fear, right? Because you're risking a lot. You have the potential to lose a lot. And your heart gets hurt in it, right? At the same time, and I genuinely do not mean to be offensive about this, but we're looking at what fear looks like in terms of statistics. Men will still risk it all to be rappers when most of them will not make it. They will risk it all to become professional athletes when most of them will not make it. There is a desire that drives these things. And so, yes, fear is a viable, reasonable answer. And yet, time and time again, we watch men overcome their fears and try to play the odds that are much less favorable than some of the things I listed, amongst others, and still work towards it. Marriage rates are 50-50. That means you have a 50% chance of everything working out as much as there's a 50% chance of it not. Whereas some of these other risks are like 1 in a trillion. And yet people still take them. So
Playing that
there
lotto.
there has to be something that's more underlying behind that fear that's not really being openly discussed.